going back to the start when Jace was formed back in 2006, and we bought a little site up in Auckland, which we called Mpac, Auckland Packing Cool. Because all of us came from Bauplani, we wanted to get back to the bay, and this is where our home base was. And so an opportunity came up to buy a facility at the Mount, which we then called Mount Packing Cool.
Yeah, so Mpac is quite unique in the fact that it is still privately owned. We have just 3 of us that are directors on the board, but what that does give us the ability to be is very flexible and nimble and be able to execute quickly when we want to move. We started planning to move up to this site approximately 10 years ago. We could foresee that there would be capacity constraints within the industry, including ourselves at our existing Mount site at that time.
The whole philosophy behind what we're doing is how do we do things smarter, faster, better than what's currently being done in the industry? How do we actually take the next step forward and what's possible?
So this site is quite unique in terms of its layout. It's the first greenfield development in 25 years, and starting with a clean piece of paper gave us the ability to design this site the way we wanted to and make it very streamlined and very efficient. So it's a 6.5 hectare site, and the way it's laid out, the fruit comes in one end and goes out the other end. There's no crossing over or going backwards.
What we've done here at Mpac is invest early and invest heavily, which puts us ahead of the pack, and that's definitely where we intend to stay. Because this site was designed from the ground up, we've got some technology and some processes there that aren't seen at other pack houses, and if they are, then it's not on the scale that Mpac have got.
We've got a very dedicated grower services team. You'll see them out and about, you'll see our utes out there. To have one of the most advanced pack houses in the country makes our job a lot easier than anyone else. When the growers come in here for the first time, they see the fruit arriving from one point, going over the entire machine to the stacking where it hasn't been touched by human hands. It's really a sight to behold, and the awe factor is quite amazing, yeah.
We've got 2 large curing rooms. Fruit's stored in these 2 curing rooms for 24 to 48 hours, cured at around 12 to 13 degrees. This feature obviously takes as much of that field temp out of the fruit before it goes across the packing line.
You know, that means we can pick fruit when it's a little bit damp. It dries in the curing room. That gives us an advantage over other facilities that don't have those sorts of features.
We've got controlled temperature throughout the pack house, which again means the fruit never gets over 12 or 13 degrees once it's been cooled to that. We've got 25 CA rooms here at the Tauriko site.
Our CA stores, which we can put down in the peak of the season, also distributes the evenness of the packing. So we can take those peak points by putting fruit into CA, packing it into conventional packing. It's a biggie.
One huge advantage of the site is the fruit is never travelling too far, whether that's onto the packing line or from the packing line to the cool store, or from the cool store to loadouts. Everything's a short distance, so every time that fruit has to travel, can cause future issues, and obviously higher rejects as well.
And with the new facility up at Tauriko, comes through on the grading, it comes through in the fruit quality. Obviously the technology is working really well, and a lot of investment's gone into it. So moving forward, that's going to be great for us.
For us, it's all about picking and packing the fruit when the fruit is ready, not when the pack house is ready. And by doing that, it's a win-win situation for both the grower and the pack house.
Not often you can just make a phone call and talk to the people that you need to talk to within that organisation. Being able to have that conversation on a regular basis around picking time, because that's a real stressful time, and they release the stress off us by saying that they understand where we're at. We go through picking pretty relaxed, knowing that Timmy, Jan know our orchard, know about when it's ready. That's been huge.
The ability to pack the fruit consistently 7 days a week, 2 shifts per day, without the hindrance of having staff shortages or stopping and starting, because it means we can pick their fruit in a timely fashion and when it's ready to be picked.
If I look at what Mpac's done for us, it's simple, it's got a real personal value around the relationship, so it's a real grassroots type mentality at Mpac. With Jan, he's been out here several times, he cares about the growers, has conversations around your orchard, around your maturity areas, he knows the detail of your orchard, which is incredible because he's obviously looking after a lot of orchards. To be able to meet who's behind the whole thing and spend time with him and talk about what you're trying to do and him telling us what he's trying to achieve, I think is just fantastic. So that's what you want.
At high level, It was, how do you create a large company that feels small so that everybody's still approachable, but you can process more? And I think we've achieved that.
One of the challenges in any business is getting good people to come and work for you. It's very competitive out there, and one of the benefits we've seen, we're having a new site. We've had a lot of people come through the facility and been pretty amazed and blown away with the size and the scale and we've achieved. And what that's actually done is help us attract new people into the business, and some of the best people within the industry now are working for Mpac or want to work for Mpac. So that's been a great positive for us.
We're obviously focusing on upskilling our staff so that we can, have the right people overseeing that automation and technology. That's something we've got a huge focus on now. Bringing up staff that have been with us for a while is quite rewarding as well.
Our location's been a great benefit in attracting local staff. Being close to Tauriko and the Tauriko Township means that we've secured a lot more staff than we have in the past. Being so close to that town, staff can save on petrol, save on time, so it's been a big benefit for us.
A lot of people think that they have to have an investment in a business to make sure they get supported. It's actually the opposite is probably more true, because we have to be best dressed every day to actually keep that client long term.
We don't feel as though that we have to be invested financially within that pack house, so our fruit's well cared for, it goes there, we get rewarded by the trade price and the way that they market it there. So I think that's good. I think sometimes when there's shareholding it becomes difficult, because obviously you feel as though that you are stuck in that pack house. This way we can just keep the flow going.
We have a sister company named Grow Plus that has been an orchard management and leasing company for over 20 years. They currently manage over 600 hectares throughout the Bay of Plenty region, and they can offer a full suite of options to growers, from management to leasing to whatever their requirements may be. Over the last 5 years, we've had over 300% growth, which for us is validation of the investment and the infrastructure and the capital that we've put in at Mpac. It's created that extra capacity into the industry, and we're still in a unique position where we still have significant capacity going forward and the ability to pack more gold and green.
We're still in the growth phase and we've got plenty of room to expand.
That's rewarding for us, and also that gives us a lot of security around that we're in the right place, and we know that if we produce more, we'll get our fruit offshore.
How do we actually have that business into the long term? That's about keeping the customers happy for the duration and build up that whole rapport that actually you don't need to look anywhere else. You will be getting this for the best deal and the best performance, and we'll keep striving towards that.
We as growers, everybody says the same thing. They're really, really wrapped with what's been happening at Mpac, and getting their business to the level it needs to be to make money, and that's what we're trying to do.
We're really excited about the future and what we can achieve. We'd encourage any grower that's interested in Mpac to reach out, give me a call. I'll only be too happy for myself, Jan or Tim to take you through the facility and show you what we can do.